Good morning, dear learners. We will read Feminist Writing, and I am Kalayarasi, Assistant Professor, Department of English, St. Joseph College of Arts and Science for Women, Huzur. In Writing today, we are going to see drama. The name of the drama is Trifles. It is written by Susan Glaspell. Author introduction. Susan Keating Glaspell. She was born on July 1, 1876, and her lifetime is up to July 28, 1948. She is an American playwright and a novelist, journalist, and actress too. With her husband George Cramcook, she founded the Princeton Players, the first modern American theatre company. First known for her short stories, 50 were published. Glaspell also wrote 9 novels, 15 plays, and a biography. Often set in her native Midwest, these semi autobiographical tales typically explore contemporary social issues such as gender, ethics, and dissent, while featuring deep sympathetic characters who make principled stands. Her 1930 play Alison House earned her the Pulitzer Prize for Drama. After her husband's death in Greece, she returned to the United States. During the Great Depression, Glaspell worked in Chicago for the Works Progress Administration, where she was Midwest Bureau Director of the Federal Theater Project. Although a best selling author in her own time, after her death, Glaspell attracted less interest and her books went out of print. She was also noted for discovering playwright Eugene O'Neill. Since the late 20th century, critical reassessment of women's contribution has led to renewed interest in her career and a revival of her reputation. In the early 21st century, Glaspell is today recognized as a pioneering feminist writer and America's first important modern female playwright. Her one-act play, Trifles, which was published in 1916, is frequently cited as one of the greatest works of American theatre. According to Britain's leading theatre critic, Michael Billington, she remains American drama's best kept secret. Her notable works are Separate Desires, which was published in 1914, co-written with George Cramcook, Trifles, which was written in 1916, adapted as the short story A Jury of Her Peers in 1917, Close the Book in 1917, The Outside also in 1917, The People 1917, Women's Honor in 1918, Tickler's Time in 1918, co-written with the Tickler's Time was co-written with George Cramcook, the same person. Free Laughter in 1919, published for the first time in 2010. The main characters revolves around this drama is Mrs. Minnie Wright, Mr. John Wright, Sheriff Peters, Mrs. Peters, and Mr. Hale. And then some points about Trifles. Trifles is a one-act play written by Susan Glaspell in 1916. The narrative revolves around a murder, so the overall plot is murder. The investigation in a rural farmhouse during the early 20th century. The victim is John Wright and the prime suspect of his wife, Minnie Wright. The sheriff, his wife, and a neighboring couple, Mr. and Mrs. Hale, are the key characters involved in the investigation. Okay, the play explore the themes of gender roles. What is the theme we can see in the play is gender roles, inequality, and the isolation of women in a patriarchal society. As a male character focus on the murder itself, the women, Mrs. Peters and Mrs. Hales, dwell into the seemingly inconsequential trifles in Minnie's kitchen, uncovering important details that provide insight into her life and motives. The key elements of the plant include the discovery of a dead canary, which was cherished pet of Minnie's, and a broken bird cage. Through their observation, the women empathize with Minnie's isolated and oppressive existence, realizing the significance of the canary in her life. This revelation prompts them to conceal evidence that may incriminate Minnie, ultimately challenging the male-centric uh, perspective on justice. The farmhouse setting and the symbolic elements such as the canary and the quilt contribute to the play's depth, providing layers of meaning that underscore the themes of the narrative. Glaspell's use of dialogue and language further reveals the character's attitudes, values, and the societal norms of the time. The work Trifle received critical acclaim for its exploration of gender issues and the subtle ways women resist oppression. The play had a lasting impact on feminist literature, contributing to discussions about women's roles and the importance of acknowledging seemingly trivial details and understanding their experiences. And in the conclusion of Trifles, it is marked by the decision of a woman by hid evidence, sparking reflections on justice, morality, and the consequences of social expectations on individuals. The play leaves audiences with a thought provoking question about the complexities of justice and the role of women in the society that often overlooks their perspectives. In summary, Trifles is a powerful thought provoking play that challenges traditional gender norms, emphasizing the significance of seemingly insignificant details and offering a poignant commentary on justice and morality.